How's it going, guys? Today's video is going to be a review and a setup of the new Samsung CRG9 49-inch ultra-wide QLED monitor. It supports HDR1000 and it has a resolution of 5120 by 1440. So go ahead and stick around and let's get this thing opened up here and we'll show you what it can do. So you can see I've already got it out of the box here, and we've got the different components that come with it laid out here on the floor. We've got this large footprint here, we've got the stand for it, and we've got all the various cables, and there's this little collar that goes around the back of the connector point that connects to the back of the monitor right there. So it kind of hides the screws and makes it look nice from behind if you were to walk up on it and see what it looks like from behind. So what do we get with it? Well, like I say, we've got the stand. You can see that there are already these screws built directly into it, so you don't have to worry about them falling apart or falling off. I don't think they can actually even be removed. They're like the kind of screw that they have like a little collar that prevents you from losing it or taking it off. So those are permanently affixed, and you just screw this into the back of the monitor and you're good to go. You've got the giant foot here, which on the bottom has a pair of thumb screws, so you just turn them with a little provided collar, and once they're in place you're good to go on that. It's pretty easy to set that up. I'll show you guys how to do that here in a minute. The cables that are included, you get one display port, I believe. I'll verify that and I'll put a little annotation on the screen if I'm wrong, but I think this is what I got. I bought this used locally, so I may be slightly mistaken about what cables came in the box. I didn't get like paperwork with it either, so again, it was a used one that I bought. But you have the power cable, which is pretty standard Samsung style power cable, or you could use pretty much any power cable with this and it would still work. This is like the same connection that you would use for like your standard PC power supply, so that's cool, easy enough. You got your display port, as I said. You will need to use this if you want to achieve the full 5120 by 1440 resolution that this monitor can support. If you don't and you go with HDMI, you can only do 3840 by 1080, which is still, I mean, it's not bad. I actually used it for work here the other day and it was fairly good for productivity. So it's like having two large 1080p displays put together that way. So it's still useful, but for gaming I would not recommend it. And then I have my USB hub 3.0 cable, so you can plug this into the back of the display. And you've got your other end to plug into your PC, and then you can connect a lot of nice things to the monitor itself. I believe there's 4 USB ports on it, but we'll look at it here in a second. We can verify that. And it does come with an HDMI cable, but like I said, I would not recommend that unless you needed it for some other purpose than gaming, because it's only allowed to do 3840 by 1080. I believe it can do either 100, 120, or 144 hertz at that resolution. I don't recall off the top of my head. It might have been 120. I can verify that for you. I'll try to put that on the screen too. But next up here, I guess we'll go ahead and we'll look at the back of the display and look at the different ports that this thing has on it, and then we'll set it up and I will demonstrate some functionality for you guys, because this thing is really, I'm really enjoying using it. So give me 1 second. Alright, so we got our angle here at the back of the display. It comes with this cover plate that covers up all the different ports on the back, so you can route cables out the back here through this hole and kind of keep them managed if you so desire. You don't care about that sort of thing, you don't need to put it back on. I personally don't really care about that kind of thing, but I'm not the one to worry about that sort of thing that badly. So we've got HDMI, we've got 2 display port, we've got audio in and audio out for line in inputs and microphone inputs, which is kind of interesting because most displays I've seen don't offer anything like that. Usually they'll have like one audio jack, so like you could do audio over HDMI and then that you could listen to through a pair of headphones or something, but usually they don't give you this kind of thing. You've got your hub connection for your USB, and you got what looks like two USB 3s and 2 USB 2s from what I can tell. Yeah, like these are super speed, it says, and then these I believe are standard 2.0 ports. I'll try to verify that again. If I'm wrong, I'll try to put the correct information on the display. And then over here is where you plug it in at. I'm trying to get a better angle again so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, there you go. So that's where you plug in the power. So next thing up here, I guess what I'll do is I will show you how to connect the foot to the mounting plate, and we'll put that on here and then we'll get it hooked up to the PC. Alright, so you can see the end points here. You just connect this over, push it into place, and you screw these down by hand, and they do have a Phillips head cross, so if you wanted to use a screwdriver to make sure that they're nice and tight, you could do so. Alright, and then you just push these in place, and now that's on there nice and tight. It's not going anywhere. The other aspects of this, you've got cable management routing through here. You can take this piece off the back by just sliding it up, and it comes right off. And then you've got back here, you can kind of see how the cables could be routed through this point into here and out the back, and then you cover it back up with the shroud, putting it back on there. Voila, in place. This little thing right here is to hang your headphones on if you want. It just lays out and you could hang a set of headphones on that, or otherwise cable management, I guess. But that's all that's for. Alright, next thing up, we're going to go ahead and connect this to the monitor. Alright, so you can see, maybe you can see here, there's like a little partition that comes out here that connects up here. There's like a lip that it's going to slip under, and then you just go ahead and screw the rest of it into position. So we'll go ahead and hopefully not mess this up too bad. All right, you can see it's already kind of in position, and then I'm going to take Phillips head screwdriver and should screw right into the back of the monitor. Alright, that's nicely in place. It's not going anywhere. I don't believe there's any way to really turn this. I mean, there's no way in hell you'd ever orient this in a portrait anyway. It's only for landscape. So it doesn't really allow you to cant one side or the other. But it can, with enough weight pushed down on it, you can make it so this stand can be lowered or raised by the weight of the display itself. Alright, next up we have these little collar pieces. You get two of those, and they form a ring that goes around the back of this thing right here and kind of locks into place, but makes it so you're kind of covered with these screws. And sort of push it together into the ring, and it's kind of like, just kind of turn it until you feel it kind of click in and recess, and then you turn it again the other direction like a quarter turn, and it's like it clicks into place, like there's teeth in there somewhere that it meshes into and stays aligned. So that's it. That's all there was to that. Next thing up, I'm going to go ahead and hook it up to my PC, and I'll show you guys a couple games on it, and that should do her. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys here in a second, like the difference between how big this thing is versus my previous LG, which I still have. I haven't sold that yet, and I haven't found a buyer. So let me go ahead and put those side by side here, and I can show you guys how crazy the difference is. One sec. Alright, the LG Ultrawide, the Ultra Gear Series 34-inch is on the left, and the new Samsung CRG9 is on the right at 49 inches. Just to give you some idea of how much wider that thing is, you need a pretty good sized desk to take advantage of this thing. But let's go ahead and put it on the desk here and get her set up and fire it up and try some games.
watching. Please like and subscribe.